Hello, good afternoon, or whatever time you're listening to this, morning, evening, night. Good night is before you go to sleep, really, isn't it? So don't go to sleep unless, like I've been told, as I've said before, that people listen to this and go to sleep because I'm so boring. But you still listen. That's the main thing. How you doing? All right. It's a bit cold today. It's I'm on the old didn't do anything on the weekend. Bank holiday Monday vibe today. So yes, happy Monday. It's nice not going to work on Monday, but back tomorrow. But I hope you're well. Hope you're all well. Anybody and everybody. I hope. What's that on there? I've got something on my yeah. Whatever. I've got to be conscious of this bloody walking into the camera so you can see my face. You want to see my face? That's what you want to do. You don't really. You can audio this and not listen, not look at me. Yes. So what's happening? How are we doing? Where are we? We are into May. Wow, that's it's actually gone quick. You know, they always say, and time is time, but this month has, this year so far, it's in the 5th month already. It's crazy. It's horrible here. It's been nice most of the weekend. Yesterday was alright as well, but it's as it's a bank holiday Monday, obviously it's going to chuck it down, so it's raining outside and it's a bit windy. I wanted to go and whack some balls that they got on the old golfage, but I think I will now. I don't fancy it. It's a bit too cold and a bit too. I was only going to go on the driving range, but still, I'm crap anyway. The wind will just make me look better, but it's just a bit of fun. Bit of fun. I don't mind it. It's just a bit of a tension relief. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out in an hour or so. Where we are, I've got some shed stuff to do, man stuff. So I'll be off into the shed in a second. So, but I knew I had to do this. I had to. I think I have to do this now. It's not a choice. It's expected from me. I don't care if anybody listens or not. I know some people do, but it's just something. It's like I think I said before. It's like a little therapy session. I can just talk because, as you know, I like to talk. I had my vaccination this week. First one. Knocked me about a bit, actually. Not seriously. I mean, nothing major. It was just that I was on the old. Yeah, but one of the stupid things I think I did was that I had the vaccination in the morning, and then I worked all day, and I was pretty much okay most of the day. And then I thought I'd have a workout. I'd do a little. So I did a bit of insanity, just the 25-minute one in the evening. Oh, in the evening. It was about 4 o'clock. And halfway through, I just felt my like a real shortness. Not I couldn't breathe, but it was just that every time I'd take a deeper breath in, it would I'd cough. It was like a shortness of breath. It's like after a heavily exercise. It was a stupid thing for me to do. To probably just let myself rest before I started doing anything and see how I felt. But no, you know how I am with these sort of things, and I do stupid stuff. And that was then I thought I'd just go for a walk just to kind of relax me a little bit, and then I still had it. I was alright on the walk, and then on the night I was all up, down, hot, cold, didn't sleep, but like, you know, awake, asleep, awake. It was very broken. All the sleep was broken, and it was next day was a bit headache, and yeah, it was just a bit shit the next day. And like they say, it normally lasts for a few hours, like for the day basically. The day after, I finished work a bit earlier just because I had a headache, and when you're looking at the computer all day, it just exacerbates it. Good word, exacerbates it. And yeah, and then the next morning, so Tuesday I had it, Wednesday was shit, Thursday morning I was a bit still with the headache, and then by the afternoon it all cleared up. I was back to normal by Thursday afternoon, but it was just and my arm has been fine. Most people just said the arm ache, but my arm was fine. It was just the other bits, but yeah, it is what it is. So that's first one done. Next one's not till July, I think it is. but they'll send me a message, I'm sure. Mum had her second one yesterday. She's fine. She's fine. She was fine at the first one. I was like, I feel shit. I was like, yeah, no, boy, all right. No headaches or anything. It's like she's like, okay, whatever. But, yeah, I'm a wimp. But yeah, so that's that done. And it was Baz's funeral this just Thursday, just gone, which was a nice send off. It was nice to see the family, obviously, as well. Circumstances apart, but it was a nice sort of send off. It was interesting because I'd never been to a non-religious ceremony before, which was nice. And obviously the way he wanted it with the songs that he liked, and he was a big Beatles fan, and so there was a Let It Be from Beatles, which was it's a very emotive song, that is. So yeah, it was a nice little send off. Shame, obviously, with everything that's happened, but I'm sure he would have appreciated that. And the family, it was, like I say, it was nice to see that. I had a drink with the family afterwards as well, which was nice just to speak, just to shoot the shit and catch up a little bit as well. Remember some funny times from football, from the old coaching days. It was yeah, it was a good laugh with them. Oh, but yes, and not much. Just work, and it was nice. Yeah, we saw some friends came down yesterday. Not yesterday, day before, Saturday. Nick and Stu had come down from there, where they moved to, I think, in St Helens way, up that way, up north. So they come down with my main man, Alfie, the little Alfie. I hadn't seen him since he was like a few months old. So it was nice to see him, the little personality that he is. He's walking around, and so it was just nice. Like I say, it was nice to see them anyway. It was just nice to see different people and good friends from. I can't even say back in the day. It was only like it's weird. It's one of these friendships, recent ones, are very recent. So it's been in the last few years, like 2 or 3 years maybe, that you kind of develop these close relationships, which is quite interesting. That you still, some people don't get it. Some people don't get the fact that you can still make friends at whatever age you are. It depends on who you are, basically, and how you are. But yeah, I've made more friends, I think, later. Yeah, over the last, since I've moved to Telford, I've made a lot more new friends than that I regularly keep in touch with than when I was in, say, for instance, Shrewsbury. Obviously, my boys from back in the day. And my boys from back in the day, but they're more like family than friends. I mean, you say friends, but you just basically family, and but and then that's how I think is tend to try and treat everybody like that. Try and treat everybody like family that you're close to. Some people are arseholes. It's like what the thing that shout out to Brady Clayton. Bryony likes the when I explained this thing that it was a thing that I'd read actually, but it's I've heard it said before as well, and it was in Punjabi. You got Khoon de rishte and Dil de rishte, and Khoon de rishte means relationships of the blood. So that's like your family, you know, your siblings, your cousins, and they're blood relatives, and your Dil de rishte are the relationships of the heart, and which is what the thing is, you have more of those, don't you? And they're the ones that because your family, you can't change your family, but you can change your friends. But then, when you get those dil de reste, you want to keep them because those are the I think truer relationships because you've created those. You're not born into those. You've created those relationships. So I quite like and Bridie loves the dil de reste. So she'll say it quite often. And she hasn't said it for a while, so this will probably be a little. If she listens to this, this will be a little trigger for her. But yeah, she loved that explanation of what it was. So yeah, relationships of the heart, and they're a lot of the time stronger than the relationships of the blood. So yes, and I'm happy to say, I think, on my end, I have lots of them. Whether other people feel that way, I don't know, but yeah, but it is what it is, and I'm always open to make new friends. You should make new friends. You should meet people and speak to people. Makes your life a little bit rosier. Also stresses you out as well. But I forgot what there was something I was leading into, but yeah, whatever. But yes, so otherwise it's been a bit normal really this weekend. Didn't do anything yes, but did I do yesterday? Yeah, I ended up walking 10 miles. I ain't gonna walk. I want to go for a walk today, but it's like it's just horrible outside. Well, but I walked 10 miles yesterday. Just walked and walked and walked. I was listening to podcasts and walking and walking and walking, and but I consciously did it this time. This wasn't one of my made-up ones. I thought I'm going to do a real long walk today, and I did. So, and I think I did a little bit of a phone call in between. Whatever. But yeah. So other than that, I've got this strain thing is still not right. So I want to start because I tried jogging on it yesterday. I could still feel it pulling a little bit as well. It's hampering me, and I want to do something. I want to do a few things, but this is hampering me, and until I know that's fixed, I'm not going to start anything new. I've got to get some trainers. That's what I've got to do. Running trainers, because these trainers that I've got are both knackered. Really, they're more the New Balance running trainers. They're in the other room. Oh, they're in the front. The New Balance running trainers are just worn. There's a hole in the bottom of them now. So I can't keep on wearing. I can't continue to wear those. They need chucking away basically. And then the other trail run ones, I think the Brooks ones, they're ripped at the top. There's a tear at the top, but they're wearing on the sole as well, so they're knackered as well. I thought I overpronated. That's what I'm sure that guy said. He did say that because he was trying to sell me pronation insoles. When I had my check, I'll need to have it checked again. But I mean, look at the wear on your trainers. The wear on my trainers is very even. It's right in the middle. It's on the sole. On the sole, obviously, it's on the sole. On the center. So that means it's neutral. So my gait is neutral. So because I've been looking at overpronating trainers. Have we got any other trainers here? So much shit here. I think we threw the most of them away. But yeah, anyway, but mine don't wear on the. I mean, even my shoes. I mean, you can look at my shoes. My shoes. I've got to get some new Timberlands as well. So look at the shoes there. I mean, they're not. That's like sort of wear pretty much down the middle. There's no wear at the side. You can see where it's worn because that was all full before. That was a walk. I ruined my Timberlands as well. I love these shoes. These were a secondary purchase. They were I suppose the ones I wanted they didn't have. I don't think they had in my. No, they didn't have them in stock. And I thought, well, I'll try them, see what they have. I tried them on. They'll do. They are like the best ones I've ever bought. They're the best shoes I've ever had. It's comfortable and they're so easy to walk in. And never got tired. You know when your feet get tired in certain shoes, they were just perfectly comfortable. You can't get them now. So I would have bought another pair of them. I never buy the same pair of shoes again. But I would have bought another pair of them. But you can't get them bloody shoes now either. You can never get the ones you want. I'm very specific about my shoes and my trainers. That if they sort of speak to me, then I'll get them. I ain't gonna just get them for the. I've used to get them for the sake of getting them, but now it's like no. Oh yeah, they're saying something to me. I want to buy those. So I'm just looking because we've got shoes. We've got shoes here. We've got shoes over there as well. In the dungeon. I've got two pairs of trainers there. One pair are like a gym trainers, and the other ones they're knackered, but I just use them for the garden. So when I'm doing my gardening and stuff, they're easy to slip on and slip off, and they're comfortable to wear. But they've got a hole in them at the bottom. But like I say, for the garden, they're alright. I've got rid of most of mine now. Most of these are the boys' ones, and there's loads of them. Half of these need chucking away. But anyway, I was football boots, which I barely wear anymore. Barely play football anymore. Last time I played football, I turned my ankle. I was out for 3 months. I couldn't exercise for 3 months. So it looks normal now because it was like for ages. You know, on the outside of your ankle, the bone bit, the bit that sticks out. It was just swollen. It seemed like it was swollen forever, but that feels fine now. It's been 2 years, and I don't want to chance it. Somebody asked me if I wanted to play football with them recently, and I said I don't want to chance my ankle. I mean, suppose I could wrap it up, but football's a whole different gravy. Something. It's that move. It's the it's not, because it's not just sort of running. It's the side. There's a lot of other movements that you need to do. Then I'll be worried about my knee. I'll worry about my ankle. Just I've got that in my mind. I'm not going to be able to play properly. I'll probably end up hurting myself again, or hurting somebody else. Just running into them. That's Cam's job. He's the runner into. But yeah, it's been a bit normal. Hold on. I've just noticed the freezer is open. Yes. So what else has been happening? Not a lot's been happening. I watched a really good documentary on Netflix. It won an Oscar this week. Not that I watched the Oscars, but I know it won an Oscar because somebody was talking about it. Called Two Distant Strangers. It's only half an hour long, but it's really good, really interesting. It's about it's obviously, not obviously, it's inspired with the Black Lives Matter police shootings kind of thing, but it's a really interesting way it's been done and really interesting story. But like I say, it's only half an hour long, so it's good. I think that's definitely, I would definitely recommend that as a worth a watch. And Line of Duty, it was a bit disappointing. It was a bit of a letdown ending. Whether that sort of, they say that they'll do another series, and I'm not sure, because they kind of made that out to be the last one, but then you never know. This is his name, Jed Mercurio, but that was his ending. I don't think anybody had any input into the ending, and that's how he wanted to end it. So that's his art, isn't it? You can't criticise him for doing what he wanted to do, but it went a bit Game of Thrones, that one, I think. That it was just like, and the ending is that's not what people, it's not what people wanted, isn't it? I think people wanted a bit more, something more spectacular. But then again, nobody could do the old "I told you," because every time it started something big and spectacular, somebody would have come out and said, "I told you it was so and this, and told you it was that," and it's like nobody predicted that. So in that way, you might have just done it as a up yours to everybody, going, "Ah, well, I did it my way, and none of you would have predicted that, would you?" So at the end of the day, the police is boring. so it gave you a little boring ending. So I don't know. It was like I say, it was an anticlimax, but it is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's not going to affect my life in any way. And Invincible, which is a animated series that was on Amazon Prime, that was really good. That's like, you would call it an adult cartoon, but not like an adult blue. Was it rude? Was it? No, it's not an adult cartoon in that respect. An adult cartoon in the themes and the violence in said animation. But it was really good. It was like a superhero based. The guy who did Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman. He's him, and I think it's based on one of his comics. I never read the comic or anything like that. It was just somebody mentioned this, and I was like, I'll give it a go, and it was really good. It just finished, so if you wanted to binge watch it, you can just binge watch it. That's really good. I would recommend it, but then that's me, and I like watching stuff like that. Wicked cast as well. This basically, I don't think I didn't. When I've not heard of that person. I'd heard of every single person that they'd cast in that as the voices. So the guy's mom is Sandra Oh, who you may know from Killing Eve, the lady that's in Killing Eve, Sandra Oh. She's the she plays the mom in it. J.K. Simmons. Like I say, it's a stellar cast they got for it as well. So yeah, that's Invincible. But yeah, other than that, I've been looking for I'm gonna start doing, because or you may not know, I am still doing the Shit Film Festival, which has been going on since last year. It's not a regular thing. It's just when my boy when Jenga recommends a film for me to watch, recommends it. He says, "Have you seen this? It's meant to be really shit." He gave me a couple at the beginning, so I started my shit film festival. I still know what they are. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they are on a list that I've got upstairs. So I'm going to start doing my shit film festival review. So I will try and review a film every week. I'll just need to set up a couple of things, and I might have to rewatch some of them. I don't want to rewatch them. Some of them were actually all of them were shit. Some of them were shitter than others, but some were just awful. There's a couple at the beginning that the Jesus one was something to behold. So if I do review them, I will spoil them as well. So you're not missing you're not missing much. But it's funny as fuck. But so yeah, shit film festival, shit film reviews. That should be fun. And I was talking to my neighbour the other day, and I was saying I can't wait for I missed this. I did manage to go to the cinema last year because I watched Wonder Woman, didn't I? But I did miss going to the cinema. I know a lot of people are, oh no, I like watching films at the cinema. And I've mentioned my love of the cinema before, but also because he's a member of we've got the Cineworld monthly thing, so you can just go as many times as you like. That's when I do my multiple films. I'll book a film at the end of a film that's just finished if I've got the time. So, like I said, when I watched The Joker, while I was sitting there, I booked It Chapter 2, and then went to the toilet, and then walked back in again with my ticket, because you just have to scan your phone, and watch that. Yeah, so you can kind of, with Cineworld Unlimited, that's what it's called. It's been that long since I used it. Obviously, they're not taking any money now because they've been closed for a year. But yeah, he's a member as well, him and his missus, and I was saying I can't wait to go back to the cinema again. It's just nice to just sit there with no distractions and just watch the film, stick my phone to the side of me, and just happily sit there and watch a film. I love watching films. If only somebody could give me a job just watching films. They seem to be taken. That was a good view, wasn't it? Yeah, so other than that, it's been interesting. Not interesting, it's been boring actually. So restrictions of the pubs aren't been, I think, well, today's not a good day for them, but I think last week they were alright because of the old we had some decent weather, so at least they could sit outside. I don't think they'll be very busy today because it's windy and rainy. But some people are brave it, people are like it. But I'm glad to see some of the service sector getting back. I'm gonna sneeze. See this? It pulls in my stomach every time I sneeze. Yeah. Busta Rhymes. Woo-ha! That's what it was called. Yeah, I was listening to it yesterday. I did mention the other week, rip DMX as well, because DMX, the legendary rapper, passed away recently. I was more upset about that than Prince Philip, to be fair. Prince Philip really didn't do anything for me, whereas DMX was one of those that informed my youth, music that we grew up with. Yeah, it's a shame. He was only young as well. He was like not young, but he was I think he was in his 50s. But yeah, he was quite honest with what he said as well. But he, plagued by addictions, and I think that was what it takes its toll on you, at whatever age you are. If you've been up and down with substances and alcohol and all sorts of other stuff, I don't know what he was into and what he wasn't into, but then it was documented that he did have trouble. He'd go clean and then he'd fall back in again. He was like, but yeah, so what you gonna do? And it's a shame, really. It's a shame when you lose the talent. It's like when I watched that Biggie documentary, the Biggie documentary on Netflix. That was, because I was always a fan of Biggie. I was never of the I mean, I probably, because I listened to a lot more West Coast hip hop when I grew up. When I got into listening to more hip hop, it was the West Coast because it was the time of Dr. Dre and Snoop Doggy Dogg. That was Snoop Dogg that had just come out. So they were the first two hip hop albums I bought. Was Doggy Style and The Chronic from I think I've mentioned it before, from Ruby Red Records in Wolverhampton. And those people from Wolverhampton would remember that of an age, obviously. But yeah, it was they were so then on that I would fall into the West Coast side of it. But then you know, the more you listen to them, you started listening to Wu-Tang Clan, and then and then it just, you know, this Nas and all sorts of East Coasters, and yeah, it was then it didn't matter. Then it was just hip hop. I didn't really care where they were from. So I was like, I like Biggie and I like Tupac. So who? Yes, I was listening to Tupac yesterday. I had a Biggie trip the other week when I was just listening to Biggie banging some tune. But anyway, that documentary, it was really good. It was really good insight into his life, and just he was such a talent that you forget. And he was only young. Same with Tupac. They were like in their mid-20s when they were killed, and they left such a, even what, they've been dead for 20 years or so, if not more. And even though they passed away like 20 odd years ago, they've left such a legacy of music from such a young age that you have to think of what we've missed out on because they passed away. But then also, how many rappers that are out after they passed away did they inspire? Because they must have inspired like hundreds, if not thousands, worldwide as well, not just in America. I mean, it's worldwide. But yeah, it's just amazing talents. It's just one of those, isn't it? It's the amazing talents that you lose when like Bruce Lee was an amazing. He was on the cusp of being massive, and he passed away. And then like these guys were massive, and only going to get bigger. And you know, they were both shot, and yeah, it's crazy. Crazy times, man, crazy times. But what was I gonna say? I always say this. What I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say. You don't know what I was gonna say. If I don't know it, you ain't got a clue. Legacy. I was thinking about legacy, and like with these famous people that had like DMX left a legacy behind. His legacy is his music that he left behind. And it's like, well, it's what you think when there's been obviously people passing away, famous people passing away, and people within your own life passing away. There's one thing you think about because you get into an age, like you say, when you're 40, your parents are more than likely going to be 20 to 30, if not more, older than you, years older than you. So they get into an age, you forget that they get into an age. I mean, nowadays you're lucky to get to 80, I think. It seems like that anyway. So if you get past that, it's like every day is touch and go, really, isn't it? You want people to live forever, but unfortunately, they don't. But you kind of forget because you're looking at yourself, and you kind of forget that your parents or your grandparents or whoever, they get into an age where, you know, they've got a limited amount of time. So it's like, let's just say it's unfortunate. We've all got a limited amount of time. It's just that as long as we're keeping ourselves healthy, we've got a few more miles on the clock. But if you got to go, you got to go, because you know what, when somebody's, you hear about it all the time, when somebody's suddenly they've just gone. It could be a heart attack. It could be anything, and it's all you can. It's what you. I know I'm just going from pillar to post here, but it's just what you can do to look after yourself. But then what you leave behind, it's your legacy. That's what I was getting at, was the legacy that you leave behind. What's your legacy that you leave behind? Because you always want people to remember you for something. I feel if I do disappear, YouTube can save my save my my videos, and you can kind of look at me here. I'll do a special one of an after death one. Yeah, if you're bored and you want to hear my idle ramblings, hopefully YouTube will keep me on. But yeah, so in essence, this is kind of a legacy of my nonsense. But it's what goes on in my head. This is kind of the stuff that goes on in my head. What I think about when I'm thinking about stuff. What are you leaving behind? Obviously, you got the kids. Their legacy as well. But I mean, it's what memories you leave with people. How people remember you. And you always want people to remember you in a good way, not in a bad way. Because I was also thinking the other day that because my big bro Pete was 50, and then there's a whole slew of them. They're going to be 50 soon. Like Mick's going to be 50. My sister's going to be 50 towards the end of the year, and so they're all hitting 50. And I was thinking the other day, they've all three, or a lot of them, are surpassing, or if not level with the age that Dad was when he passed away. So they've kind of gone past that age now, which is crazy to think about. Because I was saying not long ago, it was crazy to think about it being like next year he'll be 22 years gone, and he was 22 when I passed away, so it'd be the same amount of time that I lived with him that I've lived without him, which is even, it's just crazy to think about. It's been that long. And you know, memories get fuzzy. I mean, I've got photos and stuff, so you can't. But you know, just your own personal memories just get fuzzy after a bit, don't they? So you know, after that amount of time, you kind of start not forgetting. You'll never forget. But the memories they fade a little bit, and so everything kind of changes a little bit, doesn't it? Which is, I mean, like I say, is one of the things you can't do anything about it, but. It's just, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just try and be healthy. Try and be nice, and try and leave people with good memories. That's all you can do. Good memories. I'm not going to title this one with memories in it. I've noticed. I looked at the other day. It's like memories. No, this one's not going to be memories or remembering. I'll think of another title when I'm uploading it. Interesting. It's a bit of philosophy in my head. Is it philosophy? Is that philosophy? I don't know. It's just one of the things I was thinking about. That's all. Along with many other things I was thinking about. Oh dear. I feel tired today. I think I slept quite a long time because I didn't have to wake up this morning, so, and the weather was shit, so I wasn't going to go out and train, which I wasn't going to anyway, or walk or whatever I was going to do. But still feel tired. It wasn't that late. I went to sleep. Oh, it is what it is. I keep on saying that today. I don't know why, but still need to sort this nutrition out. It's shocking. That's not shocking. It's just shit. It's just that I can't figure it out. I kind of get on the way of figuring it out, and then I'll get it completely wrong. But I think I just need to boil it down to, I'm going to do something very, very simple, and then build. I think that'll be the way to do it, isn't it? Do something very simple and uncomplicated, and then go build on it, and then make it. Then add stuff in. I think that's the only way I can do it. Otherwise, I'm going to just be like fucking faffing about all the time, going, "Oh, it's too much. This, and it's work with me. That's the problem. Not work as in my work. It's doing the work. It's putting the bloody putting the stuff together and then cooking it. And I like cooking, but it's just I don't like the preparation of getting stuff and getting the right stuff and then measuring stuff and then. But it's one of those things. I think I just need to get into the habit of it. If I can get into the habit of it, then I can start doing it. But it's just, since it's laziness, that's what it is. So can't somebody do it for me? I won't pay you, but you can do it for me. But yes, What's been going on with you then? You all right? You all right? Is everything good? I'm always here. Unfortunately for you, if you need to speak to me or message me or whatever, I'm always here. It's normally my signing off bit. That weather's horrible. I've got to go into the shed. I don't fancy it because I've got my shorts on. I'm doing you can't see. Socks and slides today. But I've got shorts on. Socks and slides and shorts. It was warm inside, it's cold outside. It's cold in the dungeon. This won't be I don't know, actually I've got to figure that out as well. When they actually start doing the work, I've got to figure out where I'm going to, I'll probably just record from the boudoir. I'm still waiting for planning permission. But this dungeon will no longer be a dungeon, it'll be a room. I suppose I could do it in here still, but I could do it in here. There'll be more room to do it, so yeah. It's gonna be weird, this. This is not gonna be, it's like, you know, when you get used to a room being what it is. I've got to work out where I'm going to do my workouts and stuff as well, because that's not going to be able to do that in here. I don't think Mum will, because it is going to be a bedroom. I don't think my mum will appreciate me doing my workouts in her bedroom. It's just easy. I don't like doing it upstairs because of the floorboards, where it's concrete here, and I can make as much noise as I want in here. But then it's all going to be like, there's going to be a room on that side. I don't know. I'm just rambling on about whatever. I managed to cut the grass the other day. It looks beautiful, and in fairness, the rain will nicely settle it in. It looks very professional. Oh, you have to take my word on that one, but it looks nice. Yeah, 36 minutes, eh? Who said I can't talk? Nobody ever said I can't talk. Everybody says I can talk. If I say to them, oh yeah, and I was talking for half an hour, and they go, really? Only half an hour? It's like, yeah. I'm never short of conversation. But to be fair, when I was younger, I've always been able to talk. But I was never confident talking to other people. Oh yeah, I was always confident talking, regardless of sex, to males or females, as they were then. I'm not assuming anybody's sexuality, but you know what I mean. But I could never chat up a girl. No siree, Bob. I was never confident in that way. I never knew what to say. Yeah, I was useless. Hence the reason I never had a girlfriend. Because I was so lacking in confidence in that respect. And people go, no, people don't believe me when I say stuff like that, because of the amount I fucking talk. But yeah, that was the case with little old Dal, that he was never able to talk to a girl like that. I could talk to a girl, but I couldn't talk to a girl like that, which was really interesting. Which, thinking about it now, was really interesting. Which one of those, I wish I could go back and talk to me, and just talk to me about what's going through my head. I'd either stabilise me or completely destabilise me. I'd be absolutely insane by the end of it. by this time, I'd be in a loony bin. Yes, it's just there's another interesting thought. That'll be, yeah. That'll be. Wonder what I'd say to myself. I wonder what would you say to yourself if you, say, for instance, go back to when you were 14 years old. Let's say 14 as a nice age, 13, 14 years old. What would you go back and tell yourself? If you could kind of give yourself some advice, not like one piece of advice, just have a conversation with yourself. What would you tell yourself? Work harder, study. I was such a bad studier. I liked school. I never had a day off. I very rarely had a day off. When I was at senior school, in junior school, I skived off, just because of the school thing. just because of the new school thing. When I moved to the, I think I talked about it before. When I moved to the new area, I skived so much, just because. And then by the time I'd settled in, and then I was getting, then kind of left. You move to the bigger school, the senior schools, and I just couldn't. I couldn't. Not that I was a bad student. I liked it, and I got on with everybody. It was just I think it was exams that did it for me. I was never an exam person, and I never. I think somebody said to me that somebody said to me when I was at school, and this was a fellow student said to me that you know everything, but you lack the application, which is like most of my life. It's been the same, that I know so much, but I lack it. I don't know how to apply it, and nobody ever taught me that, how to apply what I know to what I'm doing. Because I know a lot about, but I know a lot. It's like I've said before, jack of all trades, master of none. That's me. Perfectly analogizes me. That does. That's it. That's what I know so much about. Plus I've got so much clutter and so much useless information in my head, and you always hope it's going to be useful. But when I need it, say for instance I'm doing a quiz or something, and when I need it, I could never fucking access it. If somebody just asks, like if I'm randomly just sitting here and I think about something, oh yeah, and this and this and this and this. When it comes to the actually, like I say, it's the application thing. When it comes to actually applying that, it's like, oh, what was that? I can't remember the name. I can't remember the date. I can't remember the year, whatever. Oh, what's the point of knowing all that stuff if you can't apply it? Defrag the brain. That's what I need to do. Defrag my brain. I wish there was a way of doing that. Or we should plug a USB in and just kind of download some information and just see what's there. Bloody hell, you knew that. It's like that Limitless. Remember the film Limitless, and you have that pill. I want that pill that organises everything in my head, and then I can kind of just go for it. It'd be interesting to know how much stuff, because that Limitless, it was accessing parts of the brain, or the brain. And even if you kind of glimpsed at stuff, he would remember it. He'd be able to access it and understand it. And the amount of stuff that I've seen and glimpsed at or browsed through and stuff, it'd be. I think I'd be a super genius. I think I'd be like Tony Stark, Shuri from Black Panther, like just super genius. Just knew everything. Because I swear I have looked at. I've read. Some of the stuff I've read through is just ridiculous. But it's not read through it and took it all in. I've just skimmed through stuff, like high level physics papers and stuff like that. Just looking at, it's interesting. Astrophysics, quantum physics. I've kind of looked at stuff from that. It's like I ain't got a clue what this means and stuff, but it's just there. It's in my head somewhere. I don't understand it, but it's there. It'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Get me that limit. Anybody get me that Limitless pill? Oh, let me try it. I'll be a guinea pig. Blow me head up and puts me in a vegetative state. That's my vegetative state face. Ah, yes. Well, yeah. I'll end on that lighter note. I got a bit deep and down and heavy. I'm trying to think, where did I start and where have I finished? I can't even remember what I started on, but that was like 45 minutes ago. See, I can. 43 minutes. So if I do another minute, then I add the 30-second intro on it, there'll be 45 minutes bang on. I'll never get it bang on, but you know what I mean. But yes, so let's time to say goodbye. I can sing as well. Okie dokie. So now I am going to say goodbye. I'm going to brave the weather and go into the shed, which is 20 feet away. But yeah, so I hope everybody, I hope you're well. You specifically are well, and I hope to see you soon. And have a good week. I will be back on the weekend, which means nothing to you because you don't know what the weekend will be. In terms of when I'm going to record this, because I ain't got a clue when I record it myself. It's meant to be on a Saturday, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm like. Yes, hope you're well, and I'll speak to you and message you and say hello to you, and I'm available whenever you need me to be. I'll see you later.